says there in verse 6, has shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. And I said, Lord, that's a wonderful verse, but give me something that I can grasp. And he brought to mind a camera. The old cameras that had the film in them. The negative. And when that aperture opens up, what's directly in front of that camera, that light of that image begins to flood inside of that camera, amen. And the inside of that camera is exposed to the light, amen. And whatever's directly in front of that camera, amen, that image begins to develop on that negative in the inside, amen. I believe with all my heart that day in May, on a Sunday morning, amen, in 1983, when I knelt down and I opened up my heart, Jesus Christ was directly in front of me, amen. And he flooded the light of the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ, flooded into my soul, and he began to develop inside of me, amen. Christ, the hope of glory, amen. And I'm no longer negative. I am Christ positive, amen. Yeah. Amen. Is a treasure of light. It's precious. In the Bible, the things that God has made and called precious are the redemption of the soul. Is precious to him. Amen. He doesn't say your money's precious to him. But that redemption of that soul is precious. Amen. What are we doing? Amen. Paul said, don't take away from this simplicity that is in Jesus Christ Jesus. How simple is it? You get saved. He lives in you. You love him. You serve him, and you tell others about him. Is that so hard? Why do we make it hard? Precious to God is the death of his saints. That's precious to him. Why? He's looking forward to seeing us. Amen. In Psalms 126, verse 6, he that goeth forth and weepeth, bearing seed, bearing precious seed. This is precious to him. Seeds that are never sown, never grow. I'm convinced that God has given us, one of us, a bag of seed. And he's not concerned how you sow it. Just sow it. But if you never take the seed out of the bag, it'll never come up. It'll never have an opportunity. He don't care whether you throw it on the wayside. He don't care whether it's on rocky ground. He don't care where you throw it. Just throw it. Because I'm convinced that maybe he's counting seeds. He delivers the soul. I'm all for soul winning. Don't get me wrong, amen. But without seeds, there's no souls. Right. Amen. What if he's counting seeds and you get up there and you got a whole bag full of seeds and you've never sowed anything? Think that's going to make him happy? Amen. God's thoughts unto us are precious. The very thought of God thinking about me. Amen. Precious trial of your faith, the precious blood. Oliver B. Green said God thinks differently than we. We go out and kill a deer and we'll take the horns and we'll mount them on our mantle. He said if it was God, he'd take a jar of blood and put it on the mantle. Yeah. We look on the outside, God looks up on the inside. He said the life's in the blood. We think the life's in the flesh. Amen. Amen. Christ, that precious stone, our precious faith, the precious promises of God. This treasure that I have is permanent. It's pure. Amen. It's not going anywhere. It's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He's the beginning and the end. He's the Alpha and Omega. Amen. He's pure. He's without spot or blemish. There's no guile found in him. It's powerful. All power was given unto him. Amen. That's my gift. That's my treasure. Amen. He's preeminent. His name is above every name.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, is Christ prominent in your life? Or is he preeminent? I'm convinced that most Christians, he's prominent. But he's not preeminent. He's prominent in your lives because you come to church. Amen. But when he's preeminent, he's first in everything. Amen. Amen. We live in a day that we make Christ prominent. Amen. He's just part of our lives. He's not our lives. Amen. That's what we need. We neglect the treasure that he's given us. Amen. Then we find this treasure, that there's treasure within the treasure. In Colossians chapter 2 and verse 3, in whom we had all the in whom are hid, speaking of Christ, all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. When you open up the treasure, you found more treasure. Amen. Amen. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 21 says this. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Where's your treasure? Where is it? What is it? Amen. Our country has a great national treasure. It's called the Hope Diamond. The Hope Diamond is one of the largest blue diamonds in the world. The Hope Diamond was given, it went through families. It's supposed to have a curse upon it. So that family gave it to the United States, and it looks like the curse is working. Amen? But it's a beautiful diamond, and it's in the Smithsonian. And I haven't seen it myself, but I've talked to others that have seen it. And they said it's in a lighted container there that you can see through. And the lights are on it, and it's beautiful. And it's one of the most beautiful diamonds in the world. Amen. And sometimes they move that diamond and they take it to other venues in which they display that diamond. And in order to move that diamond, they have a special container that they put that diamond in. And they have guards that they watch over that until they take it to that other place where they're going to display it. Amen. But we have this treasure in an earthen vessel. Isn't that sort of like putting the Hope Diamond in a paper sack? Amen. Now, I know Brother Huff used many words, but really, I think what's happening to us is, instead of worshiping the treasure, I think many of us think more of the vessel than we do the treasure. And we become vessel worshipers. Amen. In turn, the term used is humanism. Amen. All the excuses. Well, I'm not getting fed, I'm leaving here. That's humanism. That's vessel worship. You know, I'd stay here if they had something for my kids. They got the Bible. What better thing could you have than the Word of God? See, we want entertainment. So we begin to worship the vessel instead of the treasure. Well, you know, we got to please everybody. We don't want to preach and offend anybody. Vessel worship. Humanism. And the whole thing has been turned around to Christ. We're not looking upward. We're not looking upward for Christ. We're not worshiping upward. We're looking at each other, and we're wanting to please each other. We're wanting to please the congregation. So our sermons have been changed, amen. So, like Brother Huff said, they're not Christ-oriented. They become people, and they become psychology instead of the power of God, amen. Amen. Why? Because we've worshipped the vessel. And let's